So, business plans. I want to talk about that a minute. See, well, I endorse them. I've seen a lot of what really seem like really good business plans. They'll come out, well, this is a financial statement, but I'll give you the same idea. It'll have nice charts and pictures and all kinds of great information. I've seen some of those plans, they can be incredibly good, or they sure look great. You see them and you think, well, these guys did their homework, and or these people, and they're going to do really well. And then the business doesn't go at all and fails. And that's not that uncommon. So I want to talk to you about some of the problems with plans that I've seen. We don't see as many of them now as we used to, but we do see them. It seems like that in the late 80s, early 90s, they were kind of the in thing, and everybody with an MBA was outdoing them, which actually leads me to one of the problems. And that is that these people came in with these great plans, but they didn't create them. They hired a consultant, and the consultant created them. We used to get people coming into our office. I remember a few occasions. Someone would come in, they'd say, we want to hire you to do our business plan. And I'd always say, well, there's a couple of things you should remember, or should know ahead. First one is, you're going to do all the work. And they look at me thinking, well, I thought I was hiring you. And no, because that would be my business plan, and I don't have to implement it, you do. So you've got to do the work and put the work into it, because it's got to be your plan that you can make work. So that's fair enough. I mean, I can help you dot the I's, cross the T's, help you with format and a bunch of other things. But if it's not your plan, then your business probably won't go. So it's got to be your plan. Then I'd say to them, they'd say, well, what's item 2? I'd say, well, it's going to cost you a lot of money, or what they felt was a lot of money. Which they would tend to look at me and they were thinking, you could tell they're thinking, okay, I do all the work, he gets all the money. Hey, I thought that was a great business plan, at least for me. But anyway, but in fairness, yeah. Then they'd always say, well, what's number 3? And of course, these aren't people who are your regular clients. And I'd say, well, I have to be paid in advance. And I have to admit, I never did get to do any of those business plans. But I also never sold anybody a piece of junk. And some of those beautiful plans, that's exactly what they were, is junk. They were something nice that some consultant did with lots of things. So the plan has to be the owners. They have to do the work and get into it. The second thing is, well, just a minute. I know it's not a plan, it's an annual statement, but what you notice about it, it's bound. It's bound. What does that tell you? It tells you it's finished. If it's finished, if your planning is finished, so is your business. Because the planning, this is the beginning of the planning, but it's something you do continuously and you adjust. And things that you think were going to do really well don't go. And things that you didn't think were going to go well take off. And whatever your worst case scenario is, multiplied by 2. It's probably going to take twice as long to go. Sometimes it's scary how fast people think they can get a business going. Yes, there's the odd one that surprises us, but that's a very rare exception. So you got to be doing a plan yourself, but then you have to be maintaining it and adjusting it constantly as you see you get new information going forward. And if you're doing cash flows, and you should be, you do them to start, but then you need to update them. I remember about that time visiting a friend of mine who was a banker, and we're chatting and we're talking about business plans, and I said to him, we don't have a business plan. And he says to me, yes, you do. I said, yeah. He says, well, it's not a nice bound report altogether, but you have all the things in a plan and you continually update them. He says, you're doing your cash flow projections. You do them about 2 years out. You update them every month religiously. I said, well, yeah. He says, your business is basically you and your wife, and you kind of know who your staff are and where they are. And I said, yeah. So you're doing analysis. You actually have hired a marketing consultant to help you with your marketing, and you analyze what's working and what's not. So he says, like, the thing is, you do have a business plan, but it's different parts, and they're functioning and going, but they're not fixed. So I really want to stress that I would tell you to go ahead and do a business plan, but it's not the end when you're finished. Because when you're finished, you are finished. Let's put it that way. You got to do the plan yourself. You can get help. I think that's great. But you got to be doing the legwork, and you have to carry it out. And doing a plan is one thing, and making it happen is a totally other thing. So you need to do that. And then you need to keep adjusting it on a regular basis, because things change and things don't always work out well. In fact, they never work out quite the way you expected. But so you have to adjust to what's working and what makes sense. And that is what makes a business plan work. And not doing those things is why, in my opinion, a lot of plans fail, because people come, they get a beautiful report done by a nice consultant, and they seem to think that that's that magic ticket. We spent a little money, the consultant gave us a great report, now it should be easy. Well, I'll tell you, it's not. So get the help, get the direction, but make sure you're doing the work, make sure you're involved in it in great detail, and make sure you're updating it all the time once you're in business. And that, if you do that, well, then your business has a good chance of success. So that is my little blurb on business plans, and why some of the best plans seem to fail, and why, and what you need to do to ensure that it's not one of those plans that's failing. So that's this episode of Dave's Business Insights, which is part of the Momentum series, and I hope you find that informative, and I wish you good luck in your business. Thanks for watching. Oh, and don't forget to like and share and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.